Hello, all you lovely peoples. The owl that is little has returned to your computer screens or whatever device that you are watching this on. So yes, I'm back with Friendship is Tragic. Episode 3 we're on this time. Last episode was conveyed much more different emotions than the first one. Like, first one was definitely more sickening with like all the gore and the sound effects and things. This was much slower, more somber, and definitely very, very tragic. But chish. But no, from the title of this one, Sour Apples, I can tell this is going to be the dedicated Applejack episode. I think how this works is that they go episode by episode. They're going to go by character. So I think enough chatting. So reaction face. On. Let's go. That intro is still terrifying. It's to be fair, it's Mother Macabre. What do you expect? And it's also Scribbler, so there's that. Yay! Unpleasantness. Previously on Friendship is Tragic.
2 years had passed since I woke from the coma I'd fallen into after Celestia teleported me to safety
So 2
from
years.
the battle with Queen Xanthos. In those 2 years,
I know she was a disgusting. I know she was a disgusting being specimen in every sense of the word, but that's such a cool name, Xanthos. I don't know why. That's just so cool.
learned a great many things about what happened while I was asleep. Princess Luna assumed control of both the moon and sun and tried to rule Equestria as best she could. Though she found it more difficult than her sister after her 1,000 years in
Supreme
exile,
Ruler Lulu.
this wasn't helped by Diomedes waging war on Equestria by invading the towns and villages along our border, killing hundreds of innocents and the guards who were sent to defend them. They had made it all the way to outlying suburbs of Canterlot before the true size of the threat they posed was known to Luna. In the conflict, both my brother and my parents were lost. Enraged by the loss of her sister and of her subjects, Luna gave in to her ancient fury and killed all of the horses who had invaded Equestria.
Inner demons.
Then she flew to the small country of Diomedes and destroyed it utterly. This put her at odds with Princess Cadence, who, still mourning the loss of Shining Armor, used her grief and love for him to defeat King Sombra, and now rules the returned Crystal Empire alone. Spike was so distraught that
After all,
Luna,
friendship is tragic.
not knowing what else to do with the dragon, gave him a hoard to help him feel better.
It's so
which fueled
upsetting
a
what
great
happened to
growth
Spike.
spurt, and he fell into the traditional dragon 100-year sleep in a cave below Canterlot.
Traditional. So that makes me wonder. That word traditional. Would Spike have fallen into a 1,000 year? I've forgotten the number. 1,000 or 100-year coma. Would he have done that anyway? Is that part of like the dragon cycle? I don't know.
After learning all this, I sank into depression and locked myself away in my old tower in Canterlot. I helped Luna remotely to run the country, but refused to see anyone else as I processed all these losses, in addition to losing my horn, my magic, and my sense of self.
Your identity.
However, Luna realized this
magic.
was not healthy and encouraged me to seek out my old friends from Ponyville.
So yeah, there was a Derpy cameo last episode, which is just fan service. I mean, I love Derpy. Don't get me wrong, I love Derpy, but it was fan service. It was very much fan service.
The Royal Scouts. The
You need some of
Scouts
that.
were able to locate
It's a
4
fan
of my
project,
friends,
after all.
and I have arranged to meet them at a tavern far outside of Ponyville.
Okay, so we have our setting. A tavern. Nothing like rebonding with old friends after going for a coma, going for a bevy with them. A drink for you Americans. Beverage.
The night and the morning gloom.
This song is still beautiful.
The horse
Friendship is tragic.
beats on your drum. Con their master, con their son. Dark the oceans and dark the sky. Hush the whales and the ocean tide.
Seeing these images on the main stage are tough. So I'm guessing we're gonna, since episode starts, we're gonna find out why Applejack has that scar.
The stars and dark the moon. Hush the night and the morning gloom. Tell the horses and beat on your drum. Gone their masts.
I shouldn't laugh at that Pinkie Pie image, but it just kind of comes out of nowhere. That's why.
Dark the oceans
said.
and dark the sky. Hush the whales and the ocean tide. Tell the soldiers and beat on your drum. Con their master,
Episode 3.
con their son.
Sour apples. The Fabulous Serpent. I never thought I'd see fabulous and serpent in the same sentence. Bloody hell. I can't stand snakes at all. I hate them.
Come on, you lousy bastard! I'll fight you till you're nothing but a greasy stain on the floor.
Fuck yeah, you mother-humping bug beast.
Your mother humped a bug beast just to make you.
My mother was a saint. Ooh.
Is that the best you got?
Can't say it. Typical bot.
Hey, break it up. If you guys
Typical bar
fuck
fight.
up my bar, I'll rip off your balls and make you eat them raw.
Ugh.
Ah, cold brew, I was winning.
Shut the fuck up. Drink inside, die outside. Them's the rules.
Fuck you, dude.
Die outside.
You insulted me mother.
That's it. You're out.
Is the floor outside made of lava?
Stay out.
What was that noise? What the hell was that noise?
Should have your fucking mouthpiece for contract, you stupid little fucker.
I really shouldn't be laughing at the. I really shouldn't be laughing at the
can't be
accent.
the
I am
right
part Irish. Top of the burn and tell
This
you.
is the location on the map Raven
That was
Inkwell
awful.
gave me. It's just so much noisier than I imagined they'd pick.
All right, Blanche.
Oh,
Blanche Dubois.
and smell here. Oh, ew. Ugh. Why would they choose a place like this? Ugh, Rainbow Dash or Applejack I could maybe see visiting, but Rarity? Or Fluttershy? Pinkie? Well, Pinkie will probably think of it as a project and cover it in balloons and streamers.
Knowing what happened to knowing that Pinkie is missing, makes any mention of her so depressing. The thing is, I don't even like I said, I'm not sure if I did say this, but I don't even like Pinkie that much as a character.
Still, this is where they agreed to meet me. I guess they have their reasons. After all this time avoiding them, I guess I really don't have the right to complain if it's not exactly Canterlot Castle.
Oh, that face. I know it's disgust on that face, but it's so cute.
Gosh.
The art... I do love how clean the art style is. The art style, it varies in this, but it's very, very nice. That horse has no eyes! That green horse has no eyes! And no
Oh, this was
cutie
such
mark
a bad
either.
idea.
Neither does
I
that
should
one.
leave now.
Oh,
Before...
bloody hell.
Oh,
Out the doorway, lady!
Okay, look, I get that's probably intentional. Either to cut down on background or I don't know. Let's carry on.
Aye, shift your ass. We got drinking to
Shift
do.
your ass.
sorry.
Shift your flank.
Hello, excuse me. I wonder if... Could anyone... Excuse me?
I can
said-
truly I can truly imagine being at odds in a place like this. So Twilight's reaction is quite relatable.
Excuse me?
I'd feel
Yeah,
very
what'll it
uncomfortable in a
be?
place like this.
Sir, I was told to
Would
meet
it
my
be
friends
you?
here.
Of
I
course
was
he has an eye
wondering
patch.
if a reservation was made under the name Applejack.
Are you yanking my chain?
I'm not
No,
quite
no,
sure
I'm not
what
that
you
way
mean.
inclined.
Buy a drink or get out. Reservations? Does this look like a damned restaurant to you? If you're here to
If it was, Gordon Ramsay needs to get down here quick.
ask dumb questions instead of drinking, I'll throw you out on your flank. You got that? So I'll ask again. What'll it be?
I don't...
Right,
What do you
that's
have?
it. You.
Ooh.
I reckon you ought to learn to improve your customer service if you ever want to keep this here tavern afloat, Cold Brew.
So our horn still sparkles. Okay, that's interesting.
Or do I need to have
There's also a
another
lot of echo
private
in,
discussion with you
Applejack's voice.
after you close tonight?
No, that's quite all right, Angerjack. Here, let me grab you a
Angerjack.
drink. On the house, and one for you too, ma'am.
Thanks, partner. I guess you get to keep
Partner.
your other eye today
He sounded so
after all.
sarcastic. Partner.
Well then, I guess you got my message after all. I didn't know if you'd actually show up. Didn't know if I really wanted you to.
Bit harsh.
Applejack? Is that really you?
Ain't heard that name in a while. No need to stare. You ain't looking so hot neither, Twilight Sparkle.
Hey, hands off the horn.
I already grabbed a table over
Who's
yonder.
off? Sorry.
Oh, but...
I made a right sacrifice coming here tonight, given I had no evidence you'd actually turn up. You ain't exactly inspired much confidence in that sort of thing since I saw you last. The
Applejack,
fact that your
Jesus
scouts
Christ.
found me at all was the only thing that made me
Okay,
think
she is the element of honesty, to be fair, so
you'd make an effort to come meet me at last.
she's just saying what she thinks.
I...
Oh, that face.
I know.
True.
I'm sorry. It's been so long.
Save it. Sit down.
What kind of light is reflecting off Applejack there?
Gotta say,
Contrast and lighting's very
this
good.
weren't exactly at the top of my list of things that I'd be doing this week. Meeting ghosts from my past, that is.
Ooh, so basically, what she's saying, Twilight, you're dead to her. That gulping sound, bloody hell! We like to drink with Applejack.
Fuck, I needed that.
Applejack? What happened to you? You've changed so much.
You think?
Guess I have. Ain't ready to tell you the details quite yet, Twi.
Wanna know how
I'm
I got
more
these
interested in
scars?
what happened to you. I seem to recall something about being gone a couple of months. How long are those months in your world, by the way? By
She
my
did make a
reckoning,
pinky promise.
it must have been a few fucking years in the real one.
Applejack, I'm sorry. I am.
That horse! Holy shit! What? That horse over to the right. That is terrifying.
So sorry. I thought it would be just a couple of months. I truly did. But then everything went out of control so fast. And Princess Celestia, the princess, she...
I know what happened to the Princess Twi. You think us country folk are so backwards that we can't read the news? Or do you reckon that we live under a rock so we don't hear nothing out here? You were in Ponyville for only a few months, so I'd hope you learned better than that.
That's...
I kind of expected this, since because of the canon this is based in, that kind of Twilight hasn't gained the entirety of their trust yet. So I think the choice of canon here is really well thought out.
Not what I meant at all. Princess Luna said... I mean... I was in the hospital for a long time, and I wanted to write to you when I first got out to explain, but explaining meant... It meant accepting some facts that I didn't want to accept back then. I was waiting for the right moment, and then as time went by, the right moment got further and further away. And eventually it was just easier to not look for it anymore.
And pretend that part of your life didn't happen? Like we never happened? Like your friends didn't matter?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You do matter. You
She went from 0 to 60.
To me.
Normal to broken voice real
so
quick.
hard to face you. After Princess Celestia died to save me and my horn got destroyed, I put what happened to me in the letter I sent you, all but the words. The words to explain, I couldn't face you girls and tell you it was all my fault.
Shit.
That's such realistic crying. It's just,
I'm sorry, Twilight. I shouldn't have snapped at you like that. I don't think
that.
before I say stuff no more. It's just, well, I got a lot of stuff bottled up in me. Just a lot of shit happened since we last saw each other. That letter of yours, I mean, I'm glad you're okay and all. It's just dealing with all of this suddenly, on top of all the other stuff. I ain't sure what to make of it all.
Neither am I.
Sorry, Applejack.
I mean, we have a full
wanted
canon
to
now.
See you all again. I didn't know what to do when I learned you weren't in Ponyville anymore, so I sent scouts out and... well...
Forget it. We're here now, I guess. And
We're not here in spirit.
I meant it. I'm glad you're okay.
Aww.
So, what happened to you
What's going on with her hoof there?
since we last spoke?
It's meant to be kind of over the counter, but it just looks a bit strange.
Sugar Cube. I could fill a library with all the stories that happened since you headed out to Diomedes with the princess. Where to begin? Well, that day you left, I went back to Sweet Apple Acres. I decided that, consarn it, if you were going to be working hard to make Equestria a better place, then I damn well better work hard too. Not that I didn't work hard already, but still. I vowed that until you came back home. I was going to work twice as hard and get the farm running in tip-top shape to show you when you got back. You were,
Oh.
some kind of inspiration to me, I guess. I don't know. Think I wanted to, well, to fucking impress you or some shit like
To
that.
fucking impress you.
Impress me?
Don't matter no more. Those times are gone, and the opportunities from back then went with them. Over time, it wasn't just enough to be the best apple bucker this side of Appaloosa. I felt like I needed to be
I'm not actually crying, I've just got
more than that.
a bit of liquid in my
I
eye.
wanted to be a protector. I looked at my family and I thought about the things that you had gone off to face, and I thought, what would I do if something came from my kinfolk? What could I do if something scary from outside Equestria popped up inside of our borders? So, I started to train myself with Mac to get even stronger. As you can see, I built myself up to a rather grand size.
Yeah, so you use your
Them
flanks
orchards
to kick them off.
never stood a chance. Things were going well for a while, but then them surviving guards from your caravan
Increased your
made
butt
their way
muscles.
back to Equestria, and we got the news about the princess being dead,
Damn.
you being missing. We thought you were dead, Twi. Especially when the attacks on the border towns came.
Hang on.
Princess Luna took care of it, but nobody could tell us for sure what had happened to you. We thought maybe you died with all the others whose bodies were never recovered. Well, right about then, no pony was really in the mood to do anything for weeks. We were all just still
Mood.
mourning the both of you. Time just seemed to stand still for a long while. Celestia was supposed to be forever. I couldn't even wrap my head around her being dead.
I know.
It was like saying that water was dry or apples tasted blood or some shit. Just an impossible notion. And I couldn't quite believe that I'd never see you again neither, Twi. You had been a part of my life for such a short time, but you made one hell of an impact. The thought of you dying way off in some part of the world far from home, far from your friends and family, especially after those stories that came out of how those Diomedes horses killed folks on the borders, just ripped them to pieces and ate them while they were still fucking alive. The thought of that happening to you, it was damn near all I could do to get out of bed every morning. I had nightmares about it, Twi. Horrible, ugly nightmares where I tried to save you, but those fuck ugly bastards pulled you apart right in front of my eyes.
Oh, Applejack.
Of course, at the time, we had no idea you were still alive.
No pony did. Princess Celestia teleported me away from the battle, but... well, she didn't have time for...
The monologues, Applejack's monologues here are really, really good. Like, Lost Narrator's performance is just stellar. It's just, it's... I don't really know. It's just like seeing her as this kind of strong pony who's meant to kind of... so who has this initiative to kind of protect everyone. She's not able to do that. I can imagine her like having nightmares about that, and just I think the thing is that what Scribbler's trying to do here is put all of the main six in their least ideal situation. So you saw on the intro the kind of how all the main six were kind of, they were doing something distinct. Like, they were doing basically the opposite of their character. Something that their characters' biggest fears, what they try to avoid. I'll get a bit more I'll probably I'll talk about this more at the end, but let's keep watching this, because I'm really enjoying it.
accuracy, so I landed in Trottingham instead of Canterlot.
trotting.
My horn was destroyed from her magic overwhelming mine, and I was so badly burned from the magical backlash that the ponies who found me said
Like for the Robin
they
Hood
couldn't
reference.
even tell what color my fur was, much less make out my cutie mark. They couldn't even use a horn spiral print to identify me since I didn't have a horn anymore. I stayed in hospital there for months before my body had recovered enough for my cutie mark to be visible again, and word got back to Luna that I'd been found alive, but was in a coma. The few royal guards who'd survived Xanthos' attack took weeks to get home with their injuries, and none of them knew I'd survived, so they told Luna I died along with Celestia.
Aren't the royal guards Pegasi? So can they... Oh no, because the injuries probably to their wings.
Luna. Yeah, she ain't... Well, let's just say she's no Princess Celestia. When we finally got back to work after she took over as ruler, that's when things really started to go downhill.
What?
Long story short, all our funding and priority sales from Canterlot started to dry up after Princess Celestia disappeared. I guess Luna wasn't so great at controlling both the sun and the moon like her sister could, 'cause the days and the nights' lengths got all messed up. The weather got more wilder than the weather ponies could handle, and the seasons got all kinds of fucky. Did a real number on our crops. We practically had no harvest that year.
Craps.
It was too much for Granny Smith's heart.
Why are my impressions of Applejack
She
so
passed
terrible?
away in
I
the summer.
pride her as one of my better
Oh
ones.
my gosh, Applejack, I am so sorry for your loss.
Might late for that now, ain't it?
Wait, hang on,
Oh,
I missed that. Who'd she lose?
What?
Long story short, all our funding and priority sales from Canterlot started to dry, and the seasons got all kinds of fucky. Did a real number on our crops. We practically had no harvest that year. It was too much for Granny Smith's heart.
Oh.
She passed away in the summer.
Oh
See,
my
now,
gosh,
she's immortal.
Applejack, I am so sorry for your loss.
She seemed to get younger as
Might
the show
late
went
for that
on.
now, ain't it?
Oh, I guess you're right. But I am sorry.
Oh.
Granny Smith was always nice to me.
Yeah, well, she knew I liked you, so she tried real hard to make you feel welcomed in our home. That's why we wanted to give her a nice funeral. But on top of all the funeral costs and the daily costs of running Sweet Apple Acres, me and Max started to get a little in debt. Well, you know me. Stubborn as a bull without some pony to knock some common sense into me. I refused offers from those trying to help. Didn't want no charity. Didn't want no pity. Went back to
don't
being
need your
fucking proud
charity.
and
Thank you.
stubborn. Without you around to tell me I was being a dumbass
Who was I talking
who couldn't
to?
do everything on her own. What I wanted was for everything to go back to the way it had been. Obviously, I couldn't have that. And knowing that, well, it made me act more like a goddamn fool. I pushed away everyone except my family. That farm became my
Her
whole
apples
world.
to the core.
And eventually, the other girls went their separate ways. Fluttershy went first. I guess she couldn't just cope with all the sadness in that town no more. Rainbow Dash, Rarity, and Pinkie Pie struck out on their own too. Ponyville just wasn't the same no more. Things were different. But I decided to stay and save my family farm.
They all left? All of them? Just like that?
They each had their reasons. You've been gone a long time, Twy.
I know, but... No. No, go on, Applejack.
We got further and further into debt. When Canterlot ponies finally remembered we existed, they didn't want to fund what they saw as a lost cause. Then it happened. Mac went behind my back and borrowed money from some shady dealers to get us back on track. I know he did it for me. Because we were so desperate, and he could see that I was working myself into a grave right next to Granny's. That fucking idiot. He bought all sorts of enchanted doohickeys to put nutrients back into our soil to save our trees. He paid to import saplings from Appaloosa to replace those we'd lost. He banked on having a bad harvest being followed up by a good one so we could get some profits to pay back the loans. But you can guess how that ended up. The land didn't have enough time to recover, so we never got that good harvest. Then some shady ponies finally came for their money. And, well, we couldn't pay them back. I found Mac talking to them on the front porch one day. I told them straight up we couldn't pay them back right now, but we would with interest come the next harvest, when the soil had been given enough time to produce good crops again. I meant it too. Only there weren't gonna be no more harvests.
Transition. Ooh, is this a flashback? I have a feeling this transition, the only reason they transition there would mean a flashback. So can I explain why there's no harvest? I sound more Louisianan than I do Applejack's accent. It's southern. She's very radiant in that image, Applejack. I don't know why. Radiant and confident. Meanwhile, Big Mac looks a bit dainty for his character.
AJ?
Oh, sorry, Mac. I was distracted.
Sorry, mackerel.
Thinking about her again?
Puns.
Why would you think that?
You always are when you stare at the horizon like that.
Shipping? Shipping?
Never you mind what I'm thinking about. Come on. Better get back before Applebloom starts to worry. She probably already has supper on the table.
How are you?
AJ,
how old
it's
is
all
her?
right to grieve. Even if you're grieving for a what might have been rather than a
Like,
what was.
40. She must be in
I
her
know
teens.
that. You think I don't know that? I absolutely know that.
Ditzy.
Granny said much of the same thing before she... I don't want to think about that right now.
Yeah, fair enough.
This weekend, we gotta fix that there squeaky door on the barn, Mac.
Love the
getting
stumbling.
downright
Love
annoying.
the stumbling.
Same thing with the broken hinge. All that hay up there is gonna get moldy if we just let it rain in.
Yep.
I wonder if we should take a hinge off a door somewhere in
Say
the
it.
farmhouse
Yep.
and repurpose it instead
I
of
got my
buying a
recorder.
new...
Say it.
Mac?
That face. Bloody hell.
Mac, what's wrong?
Smoke.
What?
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
But where? Oh my gosh. The farmhouse! Mac!
Good.
The
It's
house
great.
is on
It's just
fire.
great piles of fire. Oh shit, don't tell me Applebloom's in there. Don't tell me.
Applebloom.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh!
no.
She's inside! Applebloom!
Oh no.
Applebloom!
And just where do you think you're going?
Oh, you dickheads!
I know you!
Dickheads!
The moneylenders from the other day!
Dickheads!
You do this? Get out of my way!
Now, pretty missy. Be nice. You were
Looks like
really clear
Sprout.
with your brother
It
when
looks
you
like
lent
Sprout.
him that money. If he couldn't pay it back with the interest he owed, we'd take payment in other ways. I reckon the insurance money you'll get from that big old house and furniture should just about cover your debt.
Filthy monsters!
Move.
No.
Mac! I can see her! She's in the bedroom window! Applebloom! Applebloom, we're coming!
Why? Oh no, hair's on fire! Hair's on fire! Hair's on fire!
I said move. Applebloom.
What?
Well, shit.
Yes! Well, you're right, but fucking hell, fuck you! Ow. Oh, that's how she got the scar. That's how she got the scar.
The little filly. She was an accident. A real shame.
You didn't even bother
But
to
we
check!
can't have you two running inside and getting yourselves killed alongside her. How are you supposed to pay us back if you're dead, Big Macintosh?
Exactly! Why didn't you check?
That's a powerful threat, Big Macintosh. You sure you have the stones to back it up? After all, it'd be an even
Scribbler
better
pulls
shame
no punches,
to
doesn't
lose
she?
Both.
She really pulls no punches.
Over one measly debt. Wouldn't it?
Why, you dirty, rotten.
But if you pay the debt off, in full, with interest on the interest, well then, we'd have no reason to bother you or your family ever again. Now would we?
Well, no, well, you
And
need
of
money to pay
course,
back for the barn.
You'd have no reason to retaliate against us, since if
Apple
you
Bloom's
did,
priceless.
you might wake up the next day as an only child. Hey now, back off. Didn't you hear what we just said?
I heard you.
Good. Then we'll be on our way now. We'll be back in a few days to collect the insurance money. And if anything were to happen to us in the meantime, well, we aren't the only members of
I
our
know
little
people.
organization.
Our typical
Our threat
response.
still
I know
stands,
people.
even if we ain't the ones to carry it out. Pay up, Big Macintosh. We'll lose
I doubt.
everything.
Hey, I doubt the others would. That punch, though. I doubt the others would have the gall to kill an innocent child. Again, I don't know how old Apple Bloom is, but
You cowards! She was just a little filly, and you murdered her!
AJ, no!
Get her off of me!
Filthy
other
mongrels!
spikes on her.
Come
on
here.
his hoof.
You don't get to push around the apples like
Give me a
this.
hug, you son of a bitch.
She was just a baby! Just a baby! And you couldn't get her out of the house first?
That's what I said.
Help!
AJ, look out!
Shit! You idiot!
Mac! Big Mac!
No.
I'm sorry.
Wait, what?
Big Mac! Big Mac!
Oh, we got stabbed.
Speak to me!
What happened?
Big
What?
Mac!
Wait, what happened? He got
Big
stabbed.
Mac.
Did he get stabbed?
Big Mac!
Oh, that blood. Bloody hell. What happened? What just happened?
How in Tartarus is he supposed to pay us
Christ.
back if he's dead, you absolute mook?
It was
Milk.
supposed to hit her, not him.
Big Mac! Big
Yeah, but
Mac,
you got
please,
stabbed.
open your eyes!
Shit. Yeah, you're damn right, shit. Now we have no leverage. And you know what that means.
Yeah, I know.
Big Mac!
This is fucking awful.
Big Mac, please! Big Mac, please! I can't lose you too!
Well, I'm
No
furious.
witnesses when a debt can't be reclaimed.
Wait, what are you doing? No!
Stab her
No!
in the eye.
Stop! Ah! Ah!
Oh, they threw her into the fire. Bloody hell. But how did she survive? Oh, that pulled no punches. That flashback pulled no punches at all. Scribbler, you are a deranged woman. Get some help, please. You think I'm kidding, don't you? You think I'm kidding? Out that. That's very white.
They burnt down Sweet Apple Acres. Right down to the foundations.
Oh.
Mac and I, we tried so hard to protect Apple Bloom from the truth of how bad things really were while the farm was failing. But all that did was get her killed. They took the lives of my brother and sister that night and tried to do the same to me, except
Now, there's a loss to apologize for.
that didn't work out too well for them.
Applejack? What did you do?
By the time any pony got there, it was too late to stop me. Let's just say I took my anger and pain out on the nearest available targets. I was half dead from my injuries, but them, well, they're not going to be extorting money from any pony else ever again.
Okay, he killed him.
I
They
didn't
killed-
just
you
kill
killed him,
them,
didn't you?
Twilight.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't
Oh,
even
yeah?
look like ponies by the time I was done with them.
Oh.
Got myself banished from Ponyville for my troubles. Can't have a killer pony in town, I was told. Not unless I regretted what I'd done. And I didn't regret one bloody hoof step of what I did. I
British
scared 'em
terminology.
twice.
Bloody.
They said I was
Bloody hoofstep.
different after I
bloody
recovered.
hoofstep.
Too different for a town like Ponyville. I didn't have no home to keep me there anymore. So, I just kind of wandered for a spell. Got a name for myself around here. Put my bucking skills to use for the right price from the right pony. Got me a moral code, but there's a lot of bad creatures in the world who need to be put down. Ain't like it used to be before you left. That kind of reputation attracts
Not
attention.
everybody's awful.
And
Not
well,
everybody.
here we are.
Or every pony,
I'm
sorry.
walking back from my latest beatdown, and some Royal Scout stops me and gives me a letter.
Oh,
Not a
Applejack,
letter.
that's so horrible.
The
Poor
background.
Apple
Bloody hell.
Bloom and Big Mac.
Yeah. Poor bloomin' Mac. Sorry, Twi. I cried up all my tears a long time ago.
So, Angerjack?
Ha! Yeah. Cute nickname, ain't it? I've broken up more than a few fights in this here tavern.
Is that something to be
One
proud
even
of?
More.
I don't know.
Didn't the others come back when they heard about Sweet Apple Acres?
No, they didn't.
The glistening in Twilight's eyes.
You've probably spoken to them more than I have all these years.
I haven't seen any pony at all.
Well,
Oh, hello.
I
Who's
reckon
this?
that's about to change.
What?
Turn around, Twi. Look over there.
Over where? Oh, but... Wow. For a moment there, I thought that earth pony mare with the multicolored hair was Rainbow Dash.
Oh, no.
Do you
it
see
is.
one of the others behind her?
Twilight Sparkle? Is that really you?
Oh.
And you, Applejack?
Rainbow Dash?
To be continued. Wow, that's probably my favorite. That's probably my favorite episode so far. But I think it's interesting now. We're going into the we're going into the phase where we're learning about what happened specifically to the main six. So I'm guessing. So next episode, I'm guessing will be Rainbow Dash. It will be Rainbow Dash, surely. And then you have the David Bowie credits song, which gives me a very heavy heart. This song, bizarrely enough. I guess it's supposed to. Song. Engines. On.
I will be king, and you
will be queen. Though nothing will drive them away, we can beat them just for one day. We can be heroes just for one day.
Don't copyright me, please, Mr. Bowie. It'd be so funny if you watched this. That'd be so funny.
I'll drink all the time, 'cause we're lovers.
Oh, the Bluish Pony, I've heard of him. He does a reaction to this, I think.
Yes, we're lovers, and that is that. Though nothing will keep us together, we could steal time just for one day.
Well,
we can be heroes forever and ever.
Wow.
What do you say?
I'm gonna pause it there, to be honest. But no, like I said, probably my favorite episode so far. I feel like yeah, the past two were good. They were very, very good. But I feel like they've been kind of building up to like establishing what actually happened, you know. Like specifically to the rest of the main six. But Applejack's story, it pulls no punches, trying to make it as tragic as possible. And I mentioned this earlier in the video, but I feel like what Scribbler's trying to do is to give the exact opposite of the desire. It's trying to put the characters in the worst possible situation. Like this is like Applejack. A big part of her is her family. The Apple family is such a huge part of her character, and seeing that torn away from her, just in such a gruesome way, where there's like where she can do nothing about it. It just puts her, makes her seem so, just makes you sympathise with her so much more. So it'd be interesting seeing what Rainbow Dash's story is about, because obviously, you know, she's big on her she's big on her like athleticism and her ego. So it'd be interesting to kind of see where they go with her. But I think Scribbler's done a stellar job with Applejack. And the thing is, like, it's all kind of taking place. Yeah, there's the flashback, but it's all really taking place in one setting. It's all just the lost narrator's monologues, which normally, like monologues, you want more imagery like that, but which you do get with the flashback, don't get me wrong, but just the lost narrator, her monologues were enough. I get she's been doing like audio for a long time, these audio productions for a long time, so she knows the art of voice acting and kind of to engage an audience. But at the same time, you can't help but feel engaged, like just by the monologues alone. Like just you can hear in her accent just how much more there's much lower pitch. It's almost broken. She's a shadow of her former self from her performance. Like Lost Narrator is absolutely incredible in this. And so it will be interesting to see how episode 4 continues this. Like, I'm very fascinated to see Rainbow Dash's story. I have seen the thumbnail for that. It looks like Applejack will play a crucial part in that episode as well. But yeah, very again, really enjoying this, and I'll be back next week with another one. So look forward to that. This is Little Al signing off. See you later.